let's get started. Other maps or plans. So we've got a plan here. They often put this in the exam, a theater plan or a stadium plan, and then they ask you questions about it. All right, so if we have a look at this image over here, there's the whole image on your screen. We see that we have a whole lot of little blocks here, and we have a big stage in the front. So this must be a theater, okay? Now, the seats in this theater are referenced with a system that looks like a grid system, not exactly, but it looks like a grid system. So if we have a look at the seating plan, we've got all the rows of the seats labeled with letters here on the right-hand side. And then we have the seat numbers as we go across from 1 all the way onwards to 19 or 20 or 18. Okay, so each seat is referenced, and this is for ticket purchases. If you want a specific seat, you can reference the seat. You can say, for example, I want G10, and then that'll place you in a specific point in the theater. Okay, so every seat is referenced. For example, E1, D12, B17. Every seat has a letter and a number. Okay, so for example, if you want to be in D14, then you go across to row D, you go all the way along to seat number 14, and there you are. There is seat number 14 there. Okay, so every seat is referenced to find where everyone is sitting, especially when they're selling tickets. They will tell you, just like an airplane or a stadium when you go watch a match, which seat number you are sitting in. All right. Sometimes in stadiums, they'll have seats all around the field, and it looks a little bit more complicated, but a stage theater setup like this is very simple. Also, a movie theater seating plan is also very similar to this one. So let's have a look at the questions. So it says here, the drawing alongside shows a theater seating plan. Question number 1. All right, here we go. Determine the total number of seats in the theater. Determine the total number of seats in the theater. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can have a look at the seating plan, the seating arrangement. There we go. So determine the total number of seats in the theater. Should take you about a minute or so to work that one out. I'll give you about 2 minutes to do it. The total number of seats in this theater. Sure, people have got answers already. Oh, the speed is good.
But is the quality good?
Is the quality good? We got different numbers.
I'm stealing your line.
Batanda's got 133. We got 176, 176, 196, 176, 176, 176. The quality is great. Confidence. The confidence. I like it. All right. Good. We've got some answers coming in. 177. 176. All right. Looks like we've got people coming in with their answers. I'm going to give you about another 10 seconds. Make sure you got your answer in front of you, and then when we check it, when I do the answer, you can check it with your answer there. Okay. 147, 176 again. All right. Let's have a look. Okay. Now, I'm sure you noticed when we did this that there were a couple of rows that were different. So row A over here has got 19 seats in it. So does row H. So those two have 19 seats. And then row J is also different. It has got 18 seats. Okay. The rest all have 20. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows with 20 seats, 2 that have 19, and 1 that has 18. Okay, So how does this look in terms of calculations? Well, we can build one whole line of calculations here. And I'm going to use brackets. So I'm going to say we've got 6 rows that have 20 seats. All right. And then I'm going to add that to 2 rows, which have got 19 seats, plus 1 row that has got 18 seats. Okay. Now we get the calculator out. I'm going to use my brackets. I'm going to say 6 times 20. Oopsie. Bracket plus 2 times 19. Bracket plus 1 times 18. Okay. So everything's in there. All the rows are catered for. And there we go. Well done. You guys are very quick on that one. All right. 176 seats. Very good. All right. Question 2. Excuse me. State the seat number, which is the 5th seat to the right of entrance 1. State the seat number, which is the 5th seat to the right of entrance 1. The 5th seat to the right of entrance 1. What is its seat number? I'm just going to zoom in. The 5th seat to the right of entrance 1. What is its seat number? Okay. All right, we've got 15s and 14s. Very good. Okay. All right, let's have a look. So the first one is 18, second, third, fourth, 5th one. All right, there's entrance 1 here, the bottom left. And we need the 5th seat to the right. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5th seat to the right is seat number 14. So J14. If someone asked you in the theater, which seat is the 5th one to the right of entrance 1, you could say it's J14. Okay, but 14 is correct. Well done. Okay, very good. So I'm going to write here 14, or if you say J14, that's also acceptable. All right, next question. What percentage of the total number of theater seats are found in row F? What percentage of the total number are found in row F? What percentage of the total number of seats are found in row F? No, the 1 seater is for the word entrance. So it's entrance 1, because on the other side we've got entrance 2. So that word, the entrance, the 1 belongs to that word. What percentage of the total number of theater seats are found in row F? Wow, Alzondi with fast fingers has got a number there. Okay. All right, there comes the second number. Okay, good, Sonia. Give you a few more seconds to do that. All right, Keisha's there with an answer as well. All right, I'll give you a few more seconds. What percentage of the total number of theater seats are found in row F? All right, looks like we've got a whole lot of answers in there. Let's have a look. Okay, so percentage is a fraction. We need a fraction with something in the numerator, something in the denominator, and then we're going to times it by 100 to get a percentage. We just need to fill in the fraction. So they want to know what percentage of the total number of theater seats, what percentage of the total, so the total is 176. What percentage of the total is in row F? Well, how many in row F? We can see there are 20 in row F. So we'll put 20 here at the top and then get our calculators. So we want 20 over 176 times 100. We've got 11.36363636. So I'm looking at the second decimal, and I'm going to round it off if needed, but it's not going to change. So it's 11.36%. Yo, you guys are on fire at the moment. Well done. Good. 11.36% are in row F. Very good. Okay, guys, if you have any questions at any time, raise your hand. Use the raise a hand function in the Zoom, and we can stop and answer the question. Okay, question 4. If a ticket for a seat costs 58 Rand 50, how much would the theater collect if all the tickets for all seats were bought? A ticket costs 58.50. How much would the theater collect if all the seats were bought? That's question 4. Tickets cost 58.50. How much would the theater collect if all the tickets were bought? That's a big number. This theater has made a lot of money. I love the units, Keisha. Well done. Oh, very good. Fast fingers tonight. Sure.
And they're not forgetting their units.
And they're not forgetting the units.
Everybody's getting the same answer.
These guys are on fire tonight.
Yeah, no, hey.
All right, very good. We got a lot of answers coming in there. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. So we know there are 176 seats. All of them are bought. So we'll multiply this by 58 Rand. Oopsie. 58 Rand 50. Wow, 10,296. Sure, that's a lot of money for one show, hey? And I'm sure ticket prices for shows are even more than 58 Rand. So if you have a theater like this one, you actually can make quite a lot of money. Guys, we're in the wrong business.
Yeah, no, we should build our own theater.
We need to stop building theaters. We're in the wrong business here. All right. That seemed very easy for you guys. Okay, well, let's try and make it a little bit more difficult. Let me see. If a ticket for a seat costs 58 Rand 50, how much would the theater collect if 89% of the seats were bought? There's a new question. I'm just changing question 4 slightly. If a ticket for a seat costs 58.50, how much would the theater collect if 89% of the seats were bought?
Sonia's already shaking in her boots because she says,
No.
in the chat.
No, Sonia likes it when they're easy. She's very good with the simple ones. And then it's not make sense when the hard one comes.
Nah, but I believe in Sonia. She'll get it right.
She'll get it.
I'm your biggest cheerleader right now, Sonia.
89% of the seats were bought. You can see Leshlo Gonolo is working hard there.
You already have an answer from Letabo.
Well done, Letabo. Well done. Good job. All right, the two different answers. Very interesting. Plamedi, is that comma to denote the thousands or is it decimals? You got
Or perhaps as a separator.
a thousand separator. Yeah, it could be a thousand separator. I think the calculator does the same thing. Some calculators do. All right, we've got some answers coming in. So if you were a theater owner, you could actually plan ahead or work this out. If you found that your show was only 89% bought, you could work out exactly how much you'd be getting in. All right, Nicholas with an answer there. Good stuff. All right, I'll give you 1 more minute and then we'll try this one.
No problem at all, Lesedi.
For the corrections.
Come on, Sonia. I can't be out here cheering for you and you're waiting for corrections. Give it a try, man.
Well done,
I still
Depur.
believe in you.
Depur's got an answer. Very interesting answers.
They're also different.
Yeah, they're very different. Don't worry, Sakile. Still a lot of work to do. Okay, now I see some people with answers. I'm going to do this one now, but I'm going to see some people with answers. For example, I'm going to make up a number. Okay, so let's say 18,498. Let's say this was an answer from someone. Okay, let's have a look at this. In the previous question, when this wasn't 89%, and I used the words all of the tickets were bought, okay, then we said if all the tickets are bought, we must put 176 times 58 Rand 50, which means all the tickets. So this 176 is 100% of the tickets, all of them, right? I'm sure you can agree on that. So if we sell all the tickets, we should be getting 10,296, all right? Then if we sell 89% of the tickets, is that more or less than 10,296 Rand? All right. So if 100%, all of them is 10,296, then 89%, which is not all of them, it should be less than all of them. Shouldn't that be less than 10,296? So sometimes when you get an answer on the calculator, especially if you've done this previous question, which gives you 10,296, and you want to work out not all of them, but only 89% is like a portion, then surely your answer should be a little bit less than that. Okay, so if you're getting a number bigger than 10,296, then I would be checking my calculation just to check, because we should be getting less than 10,296. Hey, there we go. That number looks a little bit better, 9,000. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So let's see how the calculation works. All right, there's two ways you can do this. Okay, so I'm going to split the screen. Number one, you can work out a percentage of the seats and then multiply by 58 Rand 50. Okay, so you could say, what is 89% of 176 seats? You could do it this way. My only concern here, and you'll see now when we get the answer, is that if we get a decimal, it's going to ring alarm bells, and I'll show you why. All right, so 89 over 100, that's 89% of 176 seats. You see, that's the problem. Okay, so we got 156,64. 156,64. Now this poses a problem because we've got decimals. How can you have 0.64 of a seat? So either you're going to round this down or you're going to round it up. Okay, because you can't really have 0.64 of a seat. So hopefully in the exam you don't get a decimal like this, because you'd have to round this up. 0.64 means we need to go up to 157. So you might have said, well, this rounds up to about 157 seats. Okay, then you can take that 157 and multiply by 58 Rand 50. And let's see what we get. I'm going to just move this over. So I'm going to say 157 seats. So it's not the full 176. It's 157, which is 80%, sorry, 89% of our seats. Multiply this by 58 Rand 50 because it's 58 Rand 50 per seat, and we get 9184,5. All right, 9184,5. 9184,5. Okay, so let me walk through this again. I'm going to, in fact, let's leave this top line. So if you look at this top line here on the left, it says, if all the seats were sold, 176 of them, if you multiply that for 58.50 for each seat, you get 10,296. But if 89% of the seats were sold, then you work out 89% of 176 seats, we get 156,64. Because we got decimal seats, I rounded that up to 157 seats. And then I multiplied that for 58.50, we get 9184 and 50 cents. All right. Now that's one way to do it. A second way to do it is to take the total Rand value of all the seats, 100% of the seats comes to 10,296 Rand, and work out, if you're only selling 89% of the seats, you're only going to get 89% of the total value, aren't you? So you can work out 89% of the total Rand value for all the seats. You could do it that way. This will give you, let's try this one. So 89 over 100 times 10296 equals 916344. 916344. Now, that is another way to do it. So instead of saying 89% of the seats, we can say 89% of the Rand value. Okay. So instead of saying 89% of 176 seats, we said 89% of the Rand, total Rand value for all the seats. My question to you tonight, you got to think about this. Why are we getting different answers for these two calculations? Somebody, please talk to me. Please talk to me. Somebody.
Anybody.
Anybody. So
Somebody.
I think she did the 89% of the Rand value, and Amo has got what looks like 89% of the seats. Somebody raise your hand. Tell me, why are we getting different answers here for these two calculations? They're very similar, almost the same, but there's a slight difference. Somebody raise your hand. Be brave, people. Where's Nicholas? I haven't heard Nicholas's voice.
I see some kiddos raising their hand physically. Do you perhaps want to talk to us?
Some kiddo, is that your hand going up? No, I don't think so. Amo? No? You don't want to, you don't know? Okay. Nicholas, he turned his video off. He disappeared. Anybody? Why is there a slight difference in our answer here? We're doing the same thing. On the left, we said 89% of the seats. And on the right, we said 89% of the Rand value. Why are we getting a different answer? Some brave soul. Anybody out there?
Going once. Going twice.
Aye.
Going 3 times.
4 times?
And a full time.
Okay. All right. Let me show you. Oh. Chiamo, I've never heard your voice. Why don't you turn the microphone on and talk to us?
Don't tell me you're shy.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tiamo says because we multiplied by the seats first. That's interesting. Anyone else have an idea? Why is the one on the left different to the one on the right? They're almost the same. So what's different in these two calculations? Shouldn't they give us the same answer? There's something that's slightly different between them. Yes, we've got seats on the left and Rand value on the right, but they should be the same, shouldn't they? 176 seats is 100% of the seats. 10,296 Rand is 100% of the Rand value of all the seats are sold. So why are we getting a different number? Anybody? Let's look on all saying no. I don't know. Letabo?
Not today.
Letabo, don't you want to tell us why? No.
Everybody's shy tonight.
Everybody's shy. Some kilo? No. Okay. All right. Faith. Yes, Faith.
I am going to unmute you now.
Faith, talk to me.
Faith, are you winning on your side with the unmuting?
Yeah, there should be a little icon that says unmute and then just click it.
Oh my word.
Oh dear. Just check on your screen, Faith. There should be a little unmute icon there or an option to unmute. Anybody else? Is that Nicholas? Nicholas, could you multiply by the total number of the seat cost? So on the right, I am multiplying by the total number of the seat cost, but on the left, I'm multiplying by the total number of seats. You see, at 58 Rand 50, if you have 176 seats, 100% capacity, you get 100% of your Rand value. So they're both 100%. If we multiply 89% by either of these, the seat numbers or the Rand value, we should get the same answer. Something changed somewhere. So we made a slight little difference in one of the calculations. We detoured slightly. There is a difference because the first answer is from the tickets that were bought and the second one is for percentage. It's a little bit there. Elzondi, come on. Turn your microphone off. Explain to them, Elzondi. Where's Elzondi?
They're also shy. But I see Faith was able to unmute.
Faith,
Maybe
are you
Faith
there?
wants to answer.
Faith, are you there? Can you talk to us? Faith? Faith Papela, are you there? Faith's gone shy as well. Elzondi, come on now. Be brave. You're on the right track. Yes, Faith. Well done. Okay, Elzondi and Faith, well done. Okay, so we rounded off the seats. We rounded off the seat numbers. You see that? So this value here, 156,64, we rounded it off. All right, to 157. Okay, which gives a slightly different answer. All right, so if I had taken the decimal number and put that into my calculation, if I did not round off and I had 156,64 and I used that, in my calculation, let's see what happens. All right, so 156,64. Then I need to multiply that by 89%. All right. Oi, something's not right. My bad. 156,64 times 58.50. 9163,44. There we go. You see, so it'll be 9163,44, exactly like when we did the Rand value calculations. Now, what does that teach us? All right. So this can be a tricky situation. So I said, I hope I don't get a decimal, because sometimes what happens is when you see the decimal and you think, well, these are seats. How can we have decimal seats? And if you round it off, you're not going to get an answer that it's very, very, very accurate. Okay, so the one on the right is the most accurate. So if we round that decimal off, you're going to lose accuracy in your answer. All right, so then you should not round off during a question. The golden rule is don't round off during the question. Okay, unless the question is specific, round off to the nearest seat. Do it. If they give you an instruction to do it, do it. But if you want accuracy, do not chop or add anything from your calculation. Don't round off during the calculation. Only round off at the end. Your answer is the only thing that can be rounded off. Okay, so please remember that. Don't round off during the question to keep accuracy. All right. I know it's confusing because you've got seats. How can you have 0.6 for seats? But we're trying to work something out that needs to be accurate. So don't round off until right at the end of your answer. Okay. I hope you guys remember that. All right. Let's have a look at the next plan here. Well, this is more of a map, really. Okay. So in the old days, okay, even Kia might not even know about this. In the old days, we used to have actual maps in the car. If you were traveling a long distance, you had to have a physical map in the car. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have Google Maps. We actually had to have a physical map in the car. So if a family was driving and the dad was driving, he would ask the mom, please look at the map and tell us where we're going to go next. And then if mom got it wrong, then dad would be angry. Okay, that's how it used to work in my car and when we were traveling. All right, or we would try and use the map and tell dad where to go. Otherwise, he would stop the car, look at the map, and then continue. So we never had Google Maps. Okay, and a very useful map in those days was what we called a strip map. This is not a theater plan. This is a strip map. Okay. So a strip map shows a specific route from one big city to another city. So if you were going from Durban to Joburg, for example, you would find the strip map for that route. Okay. So the strip map would show you all the towns along that route. And what else they would do is they would put little markers along the way to show you kilometer readings along the route. Okay, so on the left here, we've got a piece of a strip map. This is a trip from Bloemfontein to, I think, East London. All right, I'm only showing you the top half because this whole thing is long. So I can't show you the whole thing on the screen. So I'm only showing you the start of this journey. Okay, so now you can see Bloemfontein, that big black dot there at the top. That's the start of the journey. All right. And what they've done is they've put a line here. You can see that line and they've put a 0. That means you are starting the journey, 0 kilometers. Okay. So on Bloemfontein, when you start this journey, you're at 0 kilometers. Okay. Then you travel along and I'm going to draw a thicker line. So you start from Bloemfontein and maybe you go this way, and then you join this road over here, and then you continue on your journey. You get to, or in fact, let's say you didn't join the highway and you continued along this road, and you get to this town called Trompsburg. All right. For that section of the journey, every major town that you would cross through, they would put a mark. So you can see again, there's another line through that town, and then there's a number over here, 113. So from Bloemfontein to Trompsburg, that next major town, is 113 kilometers. Okay, so that's how a strip map works. It shows you your route and it shows you markers for major towns along the route. And it puts a line through them and then it tells you how far you've traveled. Okay, so on the right-hand side here, we can see from 0 to 113. From Bloemfontein to Trompsburg is from 0 to 113 kilometers. Okay, now you must be wondering, what are these numbers on the left-hand side here? Well, this is the journey in the other direction. So if you're going from East London to Bloemfontein, you would start in East London at 0. And when you get to Bloemfontein, you've traveled a total of 681 kilometers. Okay, so if this is true, then the distance from Trompsburg to Bloemfontein on this side over here should be the same as this side over here. Now, on the right-hand side, we're going from 0 to 113, so we know it's 113 kilometers. So we can test this, all right? So if we do 681, which is the end kilometer, and subtract it from 568, it should be 113 kilometers. So let me get my calculator. 681 minus 568 There we go, 113 kilometers. All right, so this last section of the route, if you're going in the other direction from East London to Bloemfontein, this last section is 130 kilometers. And when you get to Bloemfontein, you've traveled a total of 681 kilometers. So this is what a strip map does. It not only shows you the route, but it gives you markers for how far you're traveling between the major towns. All right, now I don't know if you can see also on this map. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We not only have these long lines going out horizontally, we also have little pins. All right, before Google Map pins, there were strip map pins. Okay, so we see these little pins on the major towns. Now, what those pins are saying is that this is a marker. Okay, and what you would do, for example, I'm going to take these two pins here. So there's Edinburgh, the town of Edinburgh with a pin in it, and here's Tromsburg with a pin in it. Okay, now between those two pins, they would write a number. You can see it there, 37. That indicates that between those two pins, it's 37 kilometers. All right, so between each pin, they put a number. Sorry, between each set of pins, they put a number, and they write the kilometers in there. So you could actually work out, this is before Google Maps, guys. You think this is strange. This is how we used to travel. So you used to look at the pins and then look between the pins and see how far between the towns. And then the kids would say, oh, we're there yet? Oh, we're there yet? But the dad knew we got 37 kilometers to travel between these two towns. All right. So this map gives you distances along the route. Okay. So that's how a strip map works. I think they are doing away with this kind of map in math literacy, but you sometimes see it pop up, which is why we're going to cover it today as well. Okay, so I've got some questions based on the strip map. The last one it's going to be a challenging one, but we'll see how you guys do. So number one, state the national road that you would need to take from Bloemfontein to Tromsburg. The national road, all right? Give you a clue. There's a sign with an N. What national road could you take from N1? Very good. All right, you guys are on the ball. Okay, you're getting it. All right, so N1. Okay, good. Number two, state the distance. State it, don't calculate. State the distance from, what's the town? Edinburgh to Springfontein. From Edinburgh, go away. From Edinburgh to Springfontein. So find Edinburgh, find Springfontein, look for pins, look for numbers. What's the distance from Edinburgh to Springfontein? I'll show you. There's Edinburgh. Let's do it red. There's Edinburgh. There's Springfontein. All right. So there's Springfontein. There's Edinburgh. What's the distance between the two? 66. All right. Very good. Well done, Alzondi. And the units, Kia. Are you seeing this?
I am seeing this. I am witnessing it live.
Fantastic. Well done. 66 kilometers. All right. How do we get that? We take the 37 and the 29 between them. 37 plus 29 gives you 66 kilometers. Okay. So this is how you would work out distances along your route. Very good. 66 kilometers is correct. All right. Next question. State the distance from Bloemfontein to Colesberg. Now, where is Colesberg? Let me zoom out a bit. Okay. All right. So here's Colesberg at the bottom. Okay. Here at the bottom is Colesberg. What is the distance from Bloemfontein, the start of the route, to Colesberg? Bloemfontein to Colesberg. Anyone? All right. It's all the way down to Colesberg. 226. Very good. Well done, guys. Well done, Sambulo. Well done, Menzi. Good job, Nicholas. 226. How are they getting this? They're looking on the side here now. They're looking on the side. This is 226. So this route from Bloemfontein all the way to this town of Colesberg is 226 kilometers. All right, because there's a horizontal line on Colesberg saying when you get here, you've traveled 226 kilometers. I'm going to write that down. 226 kilometers. All right. Good job. Okay, now here comes the challenging one. Now, if you guys remember our measurement section, we hit a question and everyone was like, is not make sure. All right, I remember this very clearly. Everyone was like, no, sir, come on now. What is this? Here comes a similar question. Question 4. If the trip from Bloemfontein to Colesberg, where we just spoke about, takes approximately 2 hours and 26 minutes, calculate the average speed you traveled along this route. And I can see Sonia's expression. Even though her camera's not on, I can just picture Sonia's expression right now. I'm going to give you the formula. Speed equals distance over time. Speed equals distance over time. So for this formula, you need a distance and you need a time. Now, my biggest concern, and this is what caused trouble last time, was what are you going to put in for time? If you were there in the measurement course, you heard me saying, be careful, what you put in for time. Because if you look at this time format, right, the time here is 2 hours and 26 minutes. We did this during conversions, measurement conversions. This is time in the hours and minutes format. This formula doesn't want time in hours and minutes. I'll give you a clue. Excuse me. I wonder if I should give you this clue.
Let them sweat it out.
Let them sweat. All right. Let them sweat. I'm going with Kia. I'm going to let you guys sweat. All right. So this is the formula. Speed equals distance over time. Be careful with the time. That's what I'm going to say. I need to know what was the speed between Bloemfontein and Colesberg if you took 2 hours and 26 minutes to travel. Off you go. You guys must try this one. I'm worried. I can see Sonia sweating there.
Alzondi is also sweating.
Janu, have you got an answer?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. The speed is incredible.
But is the quality good?
Is the quality good? Yeah, but Shepherd was like, what?
Come on, guys. Don't be stressed. This is easy stuff.
You've got a formula. Put information into it. Substitute information into the formula. You've got all the information. I'm just worried about how. I'm not going to say anymore.
You might just give it away.
I'm going to give it away, yeah. If you were there for the measurement course. All right, Sakila's got something there on the screen. Don't look at Sakila's answers. You try your own. All right, Keisha's got an answer there. I hope you guys are doing this on your own and you got an answer. You're doing the calculation in front of you and you got an answer in front of you, eh? There's Amo. I knew it was going to come.
Let's not make sure.
Let's not make sure. Akil, I hope you did this, eh?
They are being fried.
They're being fried. Fry me, Lord.
I am your chip.
All right, I can see you guys are doing some work. You're doing a calculation there, which is good. I'm just worried about the format.
Janu has a different answer.
Cynthia's got a different answer.
Oh my word, no.
Oh my gosh.
Sithokozile.
Sithokozile says, I'm fighting demons with this question and I'm losing. Oh Lord. Hey.
Yeah, no, Sithokozile needs God now. Please start praying.
All right, Sonia has got an answer there. Kia, she's not taking your advice.
No
It's a
units.
Yeah, that's a decent calculation, Sonia. It's a decent calculation, but this is why Kia always said, Nicholas, is that a speed? 176 kilometers. Did you mean 176 kilometers per hour? All right, let's have a look. Okay, let's slay these demons. All right, so we get a formula. We're going to put information into the formula. We've got a distance that came from the previous question. It's 226 kilometers. You guys said that incorrectly. We've got a time here, which is 2 hours and 26. Now, I wrote the time here on the right-hand side. And unfortunately, this time is not in the right format to go into this formula. If you were here for the measurement section and we tried this question, which is why I'm doing it again, time in this formula can only be put in decimal format. Now, some of you wrote it like this, 2 hours, comma 26. That's also not correct, okay? How many hours, answer me this, how many hours in decimal format is 30 minutes? How many hours in decimals is 30 minutes? Someone tell me that. Nicholas, it is kilometers per hour. Can someone tell me how many hours, decimal hours, is 30 minutes? Anybody?
Somebody.
Somebody.
Anybody.
Oh, you see, this is why I'm doing this question. 30 minutes. All right. What about this? There's a half. How do I express a half in decimal format? There we go, Cody. There
Well
we go,
done,
Amor.
Cody.
All right. So a half in decimal format is 0.5. Okay. So 30 minutes is half an hour. So 30 minutes is equal to 0.5 hours. This is the format that this formula needs, decimal hours. Okay, now the question is, how do we get decimal hours? Well, all I do to get decimal hours is I say I've got 30 out of a total of 60. 30 out of 60. So I divide it. Okay, so if you say 30 out of 60, that'll give you a half or 0.5. We want decimals. Okay, so then how do we change this one? Well, we need to change it to 26 minutes. We want 26 minutes out of 60. Okay, so I'm going to go back, not 30 out of 60. We want 26 out of 60. 26 minutes out of a total of 60 minutes. That gives me 0.4 with lots of decimals. I'm going to round this off to 2 decimal places, even though, oh, you see, I just said don't round off during the question. All right, I'll write a couple of decimals. I'll do 4 or 5 decimals. That's safe. So 0.4333 hours. Okay. All right. So then what is our 2 hours and 26 minutes in decimal format? Well, we've got 2 hours already, and 26 minutes we've just seen is 0.433 hours. So 2 hours and 26 minutes must equal 2,43333. I'm keeping decimals just to be accurate. All right. 5 decimal places is enough. Now we can put this into our formula. Okay. So here's our formula. Speed equals, the distance is 226 kilometers. Sonia, if you wrote the units here, you would see that you've got kilometers on the top. And what Sonia did was she changed the hours and minutes format into just minutes. Okay. But we need kilometers per hour, so we need hour format at the bottom here. So it's 2,43333 hours. Okay, so if you write your units here, kilometers and hours, you're going to get your answer out in kilometers per hour. Okay, so 226 divided by 2,43333 equals 92,87. 92,87. The 7 becomes an 8, so 92,88. So 92,88 kilometers per hour. Now, what if I didn't put it in this decimal format correctly? What if my answer, I'm going to just use the calculator here. I'm going to put in what you guys put was 2,26. That answer is different, eh? That's 100. You see, that's why everyone's getting 100. So that all you guys are doing is taking the 26 minutes and changing it into a decimal, which is not the correct way to do it. You've got to say 26 divided by 60. 26 minutes out of 60 minutes. Okay, gives me 0,433. If it wasn't 26 minutes, I'll go back and I'll change it to 30 minutes. That should give me 0,5 hours. All right, and I'll put that in my formula. Okay, but they said 26 minutes, so I'm going to change it back to 26 minutes out of 60. Okay, so this formula, if you get this question and they give you the speed in hours, sorry, if they give you the time in hours and minutes, I bet you, if you guys have never learned this before, most of the class are going to get it incorrect if you guys haven't tried this one. So this is the second time we've tried it. I promise you by the third time, you guys are going to get it. All right. All right. All right, let's check. I've got 226. Let me go back to my other one. Yes, we're going to get the quiz now. Third time's the charm. All right, 92,88 kilometers per hour. All right, please remember this. I'm going to put this question up again. I'm going to sneak it into one of the lessons, and I'm hoping you guys have learned. Third time we're going to get it. All right, so this formula, speed equals distance over time, needs time in decimal format. We've got to change it to decimals.